Are you absolutely kidding me right now? Triple H just dropped the most explosive bombshell in recent WWE history, and the entire wrestling world is in complete chaos. What he just said about Naomi after her cryptic post about leaving her title has sent shockwaves through the entire WWE universe, and if you think this is just another wrestling storyline, you're about to find out why this situation is so serious that it could change everything we thought we knew about championship integrity in WWE. But here's what's going to make your blood absolutely boil. Triple H didn't just question Naomi's recent performances, he straight up accused her of cheating during her championship matches. And we're not talking about typical heel tactics or bending the rules, we're talking about allegations that could completely destroy Naomi's reputation and legacy in this business. By the time I break down every shocking detail of what just happened, you're going to understand why the WWE Universe is in complete meltdown mode right now. The audacity of Triple H to make these kinds of accusations against one of the most respected women's wrestlers in the entire company is absolutely mind-blowing. This is Naomi we're talking about, a performer who has been busting her ass for over a decade, who has consistently delivered incredible matches, and who has always carried herself with professionalism and respect for the business. For Triple H to come out and essentially call her a cheater is not just shocking, it's character assassination at the highest level. Let me break down exactly what happened, because this situation is so insane that you need to hear every single detail. It all started when Naomi posted that mysterious message on social media about considering her options regarding her championship and hinting that she might be ready to move on from the title picture. Most fans assumed she was either working an angle or genuinely frustrated with her current storyline direction. But then Triple H responded, and oh my god, what he said has turned this entire situation into the biggest controversy in WWE right now. Triple H didn't just address Naomi's post, he launched a full-scale attack on her character and her integrity as a competitor. He essentially said that WWE management has been reviewing footage of her recent championship matches and that they've discovered what he called questionable tactics and concerning patterns that suggest she's been gaining unfair advantages to retain her title. Can you believe the nerve of this man to make these kinds of accusations without providing any actual proof? But here's where it gets even more outrageous. Triple H specifically mentioned that WWE's officiating department has been instructed to pay special attention to Naomi's matches going forward, which is basically code for saying they think she's been cheating but haven't been able to catch her in the act yet. This isn't just questioning her wrestling ability, this is questioning her honor and her integrity as a professional athlete. The WWE Universe's reaction to these accusations has been absolutely explosive. Social media is literally on fire, with fans defending Naomi and calling out Triple H for what many are seeing as a completely unprofessional and unfair attack on one of their favorite performers. Hashtag Justice for Naomi has been trending worldwide because fans recognize that this goes way beyond typical wrestling storylines. This feels personal and vindictive. What makes this situation even more infuriating is that Triple H made these accusations without providing a single piece of concrete evidence. He's essentially asking the WWE Universe to believe that Naomi, who has been nothing but professional throughout her entire career, has suddenly decided to start cheating to win matches. Where's the footage? Where are the specific examples? Where is any proof to back up these absolutely devastating claims? Let's talk about what this means for Naomi's reputation, because these aren't just wrestling storyline accusations. Triple H is essentially calling into question everything she's accomplished during her current championship run. Every great match, every hard-fought victory, every moment of triumph, he's suggesting that it's all been built on lies and cheating. How is that supposed to make her feel? How is that supposed to make her fans feel about supporting her? The timing of these accusations is also absolutely suspicious. Naomi posts about potentially stepping away from the title picture, and suddenly Triple H comes out with these cheating allegations? It feels like he's trying to provide justification for potentially stripping her of the championship or forcing her out of the title scene entirely. This has all the hallmarks of corporate politics and backstage maneuvering disguised as concern for competitive integrity. But here's what's making fans absolutely furious. If WWE management genuinely believed Naomi was cheating, why didn't they address it immediately? Why did they wait until after she expressed frustration with her current situation to suddenly develop concerns about her competitive methods? The whole thing feels calculated and manipulative, like they're using these accusations as leverage to control her career trajectory. The most disgusting aspect of this entire situation is how it undermines not just Naomi, but every woman wrestler who has to work twice as hard to get half the recognition that their male counterparts receive. By making these accusations against one of the most accomplished women in the division, Triple H is essentially sending a message that women's championship reigns are somehow more suspect or questionable than men's. That's not just unfair to Naomi, it's unfair to the entire women's division. Let me address something that's been circulating online, because I know some people are trying to defend Triple H's position. Some fans are saying that if there really are concerns about match integrity, then management has an obligation to investigate. But here's the problem with that logic: making public accusations without concrete evidence isn't investigation, it's character assassination. If you have legitimate concerns, you handle them privately and professionally, not by airing accusations in public that could destroy someone's reputation. The way Triple H delivered these accusations was also absolutely calculated to cause maximum damage to Naomi's credibility. He didn't present it as "we're looking into some concerns" or "we want to ensure fair competition." He presented it as if the cheating was already established fact and they were just trying to figure out how to address it. That's not the language of someone conducting an investigation, that's the language of someone who has already decided guilt and is just looking for justification. What's even more outrageous is how this situation is being handled compared to other controversial moments in WWE history. We've seen actual documented instances of wrestlers breaking rules or engaging in questionable tactics, and those situations were handled with much more discretion and professionalism. But when it comes to Naomi, suddenly everything has to be aired in public with maximum drama and controversy. The impact this is having on Naomi personally must be absolutely devastating. Imagine working your entire career to build a reputation as a skilled, professional, and honorable competitor, only to have one of the most powerful people in the wrestling industry publicly question your integrity without providing any evidence. This isn't just about her current championship reign, this could affect her entire future in the wrestling business. Let's also talk about what this means for WWE's credibility as a legitimate sports entertainment company. If they're making public accusations of cheating without concrete evidence, what does that say about their investigative processes? What does that say about how they treat their talent? What does that say about their commitment to fairness and due process? This situation makes WWE look amateur and vindictive rather than professional and responsible. The fan reaction to this controversy has been absolutely incredible to witness. You're seeing longtime WWE supporters turning against the company's handling of this situation, you're seeing Naomi getting support from wrestlers across multiple promotions, and you're seeing a genuine grassroots movement demanding that WWE provide evidence for their accusations or publicly apologize to Naomi. This isn't just affecting WWE's relationship with Naomi, it's affecting their relationship with their entire fan base. But here's what's really making me angry about this whole situation: the double standard that's being applied here is absolutely blatant. We've seen male wrestlers engage in all kinds of questionable tactics and rule bending over the years, but those incidents are often celebrated as good heel work or smart psychology. But when it comes to a woman wrestler, suddenly the same kind of creative rule bending becomes cheating that needs to be publicly investigated and condemned. The psychological warfare aspect of what Triple H is doing here is also absolutely disgusting. By making these accusations public, he's not just questioning Naomi's past performances, he's making it impossible for her to have clean victories going forward. Every time she wins a match now, there will be people in the audience and online questioning whether she did something underhanded to secure the victory. That's not investigating potential rule violations, that's sabotaging someone's ability to perform effectively. What makes this situation even more infuriating is that Triple H is using his position of power to make accusations that Naomi has no real way to defend against. How do you prove a negative? How do you prove that you haven't been cheating when the accusation is based on unspecified, questionable tactics and concerning patterns that haven't been made public? It's an impossible situation that puts all the power in Triple H's hands while leaving Naomi completely defenseless. The ripple effects of this controversy are already being felt throughout the entire wrestling industry. Other promotions are watching how WWE handles this situation, and it's affecting how talent views the company as a potential employer. If WWE is willing to make public cheating accusations against established stars without concrete evidence, what's to stop them from doing the same thing to other wrestlers who displease management or express frustration with their booking? Let's be real about what this situation represents: it's a power play disguised as concern for competitive integrity. Naomi expressed some frustration with her current storyline direction, and suddenly she's facing public accusations that could destroy her reputation and career. This has nothing to do with cheating and everything to do with sending a message to the roster that questioning management decisions or expressing dissatisfaction will result in serious consequences. The most heartbreaking aspect of this entire situation is watching how it's affecting Naomi's supporters and fans. These are people who have followed her career for years, who have celebrated her victories and supported her through challenges, and now they're being told that everything they cheered for might have been built on cheating and deception. That's not just unfair to Naomi, it's unfair to every fan who invested their emotions in her success. But here's what's absolutely enraging me the most about Triple H's handling of this situation: he's taking what should be a private, professional discussion about match quality or creative concerns and turning it into a public spectacle that could permanently damage someone's reputation. Even if there were legitimate concerns about Naomi's recent matches, this is not how a responsible executive handles those concerns. The timing and manner of these accusations also raises serious questions about WWE's internal communication and conflict resolution processes. If management had concerns about a wrestler's performance or tactics, shouldn't those concerns be addressed directly with the performer first? Shouldn't there be an internal review process before making public accusations? The fact that this went straight to public accusations suggests either incompetent management or deliberate character assassination. What's also absolutely disgusting is how this situation is being framed as if Naomi is some kind of master manipulator who has been deceiving everyone for months. This is a wrestler who has consistently shown respect for her opponents, appreciation for her opportunities, and professionalism in her interactions with fans and media. The idea that she's suddenly been revealed as some kind of cheating schemer is not just unsupported by evidence, it's completely contrary to everything we know about her character. The broader implications of this controversy extend far beyond just Naomi and Triple H. This situation is highlighting serious problems with how WWE handles talent relations, how they address internal conflicts, and how they protect the reputations of their performers. If wrestlers can't express frustration with their booking without facing public character assassination, then WWE has created a toxic work environment that will eventually drive away top talent. Let me address something that I know some people are going to bring up in the comments, the argument that WWE wouldn't make these accusations unless they had legitimate concerns. But here's the problem with that logic: we've seen WWE make questionable decisions and handle situations poorly many times before. The fact that they're making accusations doesn't automatically make those accusations credible or well-founded. The fan response to this situation has also highlighted how much the WWE Universe values authenticity and fairness in their wrestling entertainment. People aren't just upset about the accusations against Naomi, they're upset about what this represents in terms of WWE's willingness to use character assassination as a tool for controlling talent. Fans want to see their favorite wrestlers succeed based on talent and hard work, not be torn down by unsubstantiated accusations from management. What's making this situation even more controversial is how it's being covered in wrestling media. Some outlets are treating these accusations as if they're established facts rather than unproven allegations, which is contributing to the damage being done to Naomi's reputation. The wrestling media has a responsibility to maintain objectivity and demand evidence for serious accusations, not just repeat management talking points without question. The psychological impact this is having on Naomi must be absolutely overwhelming. Having your professional integrity questioned publicly by your employer, having fans question whether your accomplishments are legitimate, having your future opportunities potentially compromised by unproven accusations, that's the kind of stress that could seriously affect someone's mental health and career longevity. But here's what gives me hope in this absolutely infuriating situation: the overwhelming support that Naomi is receiving from fans, fellow wrestlers, and people throughout the wrestling industry. The hashtags supporting her are trending worldwide, wrestlers from other promotions are speaking out in her defense, and fans are making it clear that they won't accept character assassination disguised as corporate accountability. This situation is also serving as a wake-up call for how the wrestling industry handles accusations and controversies. The fact that so many people are questioning WWE's handling of this situation suggests that there's a growing awareness of the need for due process, evidence-based decision-making, and professional treatment of talent even during conflicts or disagreements. What absolutely kills me is that this entire controversy could have been avoided with better communication and more professional management. If there were legitimate concerns about match quality or creative direction, those could have been addressed privately and constructively. Instead, we have a public mess that's damaging reputations, alienating fans, and creating unnecessary drama that benefits nobody. The long-term consequences of this situation could be absolutely devastating for WWE's relationship with their talent and their audience. If wrestlers believe they can be publicly accused of cheating for expressing frustration with their booking, that creates an atmosphere of fear and mistrust that will make it much harder to attract and retain top talent. And if fans believe that championship reigns can be delegitimized by unproven accusations, that undermines the entire foundation of wrestling storylines and emotional investment. So here's what I want to know from all of you watching this video: do you think Triple H's accusations against Naomi are based on legitimate concerns, or are they a vindictive response to her expressing frustration with her booking? Do you believe WWE should be required to provide concrete evidence before making public cheating accusations against their talent? And how do you think this situation should be resolved to protect both Naomi's reputation and WWE's credibility as a professional organization? Because let me tell you something, what we're witnessing here isn't just a dispute between management and talent. This is a defining moment that will show whether WWE is committed to fairness, professionalism, and protecting their performers, or whether they're willing to use character assassination as a tool for controlling talent who dare to express dissatisfaction with their treatment. The fact that this situation has generated such passionate responses from fans around the world shows how much people care about fairness and integrity in wrestling. They want to see their favorite performers treated with respect and given fair opportunities to succeed, not torn down by unsubstantiated accusations when they dare to speak up about their concerns. Sound off in the comments and let me know what you think about this absolutely shocking situation that has the entire wrestling world talking. Do you stand with Naomi, or do you think Triple H's accusations are justified? Because this controversy is far from over, and your voice matters in determining how this situation gets resolved.